The Russian leadership pays tribute to those who have died in these 3 years of full-scale war in Ukraine. Now entering its 4th year, Russia still calls it a special military operation, and they're marking it with events including an exhibit of portraits of the fallen. But it's the anticipation of a face-to-face meeting between Trump and Putin that's dominating the conversation on the streets of Moscow. Maxim Ilyanov is among the artists taking part in the memorial portrait exhibit. He sees Trump's approach as transactional and a positive thing.
Trump always says, let's make a deal. It's a business position, and those who make deals do not waste advantages, but they seek to acquire. One can negotiate with him, but he wants money, not bullets.
Relations between Moscow and Washington hit a low point due to then-President Joe Biden's political and military support for Ukraine. Trump's promises to end the war and invitation to Russia, but not Ukraine, at peace negotiations has sparked enthusiasm here for a reset. But that enthusiasm is tempered by some voices calling for lowered expectations.
We remember Trump's first presidency when, in general, massive sanctions began to be imposed against our country as never before. Increased arms supplies to Ukraine began. Much was done to worsen the situation around the Ukrainian crisis and in relations between Moscow and Washington at that time.
Russians who oppose their country's invasion of Ukraine have been silenced in Russia or forced into exile. They see Trump's proposed negotiations as a de facto political and military victory for Putin.
Russia would really like to have working relations with the United States, provided that Russian interests will be taken into account in Ukraine. This is, in fact, Putin's rather ambitious plan, which is no different from the capitulation of Ukraine.
On the streets of Moscow, the general opinion is that with Trump, a door has opened that was impossible under Biden.
Trump is a more reasonable person, more reasonable, pragmatic. And his entourage, and Elon Musk, and all of them, they are smart people.
There's no room for negotiation with Biden. He hid the truth and had personal interests in Ukraine.
In general, to be honest, I don't care. We will win. I don't care about America. I don't care about Europe.
Many Russians say they want to see an end to the war in Ukraine, and they see Trump's overtures as the channel to a peace agreement they hope will end not only the war, but also sanctions and Russia's isolation. For the VOA Moscow Bureau, Jonathan Spier, VOA News.